First time I saw a train was in Buchanan, and it was in 2008 with ArcelorMittal Liberia. It's been really emotional, and I've been really hopeful because coming right out of the crisis, I knew that there would have been a time where development will have to take place. So it was based on that I forged in becoming a civil engineer, and I was hopeful that we could develop fast as possible since we're just coming out of the war. So when ArcelorMittal came to Liberia, I felt very impressed and decided to take the opportunity to get an employment with ArcelorMittal so that I can be a part of the upgrading process of the railway. Okay, this train leaves from the port of Buchanan to the mine in Tokpa. It goes up with empty wagons and come down with loaded iron ore wagons. It carries a maximum of 63 loaded iron ore wagons, and it takes 6.5 hours from the port of Buchanan to the mine in Tokpa and 8.5 hours from the mine in Tokpa to the port of Buchanan. We are carrying out a massive development, both in our infrastructures. If you can see around our phase 2 expansion, we are moving from 5 million tons to 15 million tons, which is not just a double, but it is a triple in our operations. We are upgrading the rail to upkeep in pulling the 15 million tons. With our train control system, we are upgrading from a manual control system to a more sophisticated and world-class system where all of our movements will be monitored and controlled through a live system. In terms of the country, it's going to be a massive employment for Liberians because moving from 5 to 15 million tons involves a lot of human resources, which of course is going to give benefit to we as Liberians and as a country at large. We care about upskilling Liberians. If you look of recent, we have taken over 100 plus new VTC students who are all going to be trained to various equipments that will be used into our phase 2 project. It has been a very good transformation. When I joined ArcelorMittal, I never envisioned becoming a rail operations manager. I started on a very low level, and with perseverance, with determination, with focus and hard work, today I'm able to be the rail operations manager for ArcelorMittal Liberia, and is the first of its kind to have a Liberian and a Black as a rail operations manager.
As we transition to 15 million, which of course I think is a leap, it's a very giant step from 5 to 15, you can imagine the kind of logistics that will be required. I am Dr. Garmondyu Crusoe Jr., acting head of road and port for ArcelorMittal Liberia. We are using a manual system currently where we use wheel loaders into feeders, we load into feeders, ship loaders, and then onto the vessel. But as we transition to 15 million tons per annum, it's going to be far more sophisticated than what you saw over there. As we transition to phase 2, there'll be so many roles for Liberians to occupy. I would like to emphasize that the process we will be using in phase 2 will be completely different from what is being done now. We have systems in place that Liberians have not seen before. What you see ArcelorMittal is doing, if you look around the country, you wouldn't find such an investment here. They are also building the capacity of Liberians. ArcelorMittal is a place where Liberians are thriving. Honestly speaking, ArcelorMittal being one of the highest tax-paying organizations in Liberia, we should understand that they are helping to grow the economy. They are doing a lot for us as a people. Investing plus or minus 1.5 billion in a country economy, that speaks volumes.
This is the most active rail network in Liberia right now. And having this network really improves the economy in that, like I said earlier, creating a link between port and mine. So without the rail network, think about the resources that we are transporting now, how we're going to transport them. So the rail network really helps improve the overall transport network for Liberia. When you look at the volume of tons that's being transported, now we do 5 million tons per annum, with the ramp up to 15 million tons. Which other infrastructure will support that volume of resources to be transported? And if the country wants to improve in its resource transport, you have to use a railway. There's a heavy haul railway. So now with 245 kilometer route length, this is the best and most effective way of transporting our ore. Liberia is not a country where we have the opportunity of having a lot of industries around. The reason I say this is the opportunity they provide for a lot of Liberians. I use me as a case study. I'm the real maintenance manager for ArcelorMittal Liberia. It's used for my career. I've been exposed to a lot in the industry through ArcelorMittal Liberia. And like my story, there are a lot of Liberians that share similar stories. I'm passionate about football. When I got employed with ArcelorMittal and live within the concession, there are a lot of workers that live here with their families, having teenage boys that like playing football. Our goal is to give these teenagers the opportunity. When they go there in the league, they are playing, they are really happy.